Less graduates are sanguine. You know, these colorful people are always good to have around. And this one is a program manager, very keen listener of radio. And she had one problem and one huge problem, like many sanguines. Answering to every offer. You know, when shoes call, she answered. When bags called, she answered. When a dress calls, she answered. And she said, me, I want to know how to deal with this. I want to understand my personality so that then I can be able to grapple with the way I manage my money. And I think as they went through, they actually had to redo the personality test. They said, I don't even believe this one. Let's redo it again. And it's good to hear from a sanguine because as a programmer, as a financial analyst, I am sure they were keen to look at the details. And this morning, let us graduate Lynette. You have a friend, Lynette?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Wahome. I think I'm very privileged. The day I was driving, the lesson that I had that day was on the money horse. And alas, yes, my shopping trips. I told myself, I think this is the right place that I should be at. And I feel I've made quite a phenomenal shift, not only in terms of personality, but things that I'm able to do after that. I came from a point whereby, one, I was wondering how to just manage my spending habits. And besides that, also having a lot of worry of the future. Because there comes a time you feel really very inadequate and you're wondering, am I really prepared? So having come to class, what are some of the quick wins I got out of it? So I shared with the class. So in April, when we were having our AGM circle, I was very quick. In fact, it was very instantaneous. When I received the email asking us, so what do you want to do with your dividends? I just wrote back and said, yeah, please, can you plow back my dividends? And in fact, it came as a surprise because the chairman came and asked me, are you sure of what you want to do? I told him, yes, now I know what I need to do. And then after that, I've been thinking, I've been renting all through my life. And then I was thinking, is it really the right thing? My older son is almost getting into high school, he's now in class 5. So I have a window of about 3 years to start putting things in place. And what did I jump into next? After the property class, I told myself, yes, in fact, I can own a land. It's not that hard. So I've started hunting, and as we are speaking, I have identified something somewhere, and I've put a lawyer onto task to just make sure that everything is in place before I can sign off the paperwork. And then besides that, I'll call this a reignition of abandoned dreams. Things that I used to do before, and I don't know what happened along the way. I used to do shares. I used to teach people on finances, given that I'm an accountant, a finance analyst. I have all this knowledge, but I didn't put it into practice. And unfortunately, I feel that's the gap. When you go to school, we were taught to take care of people's money and not taking care of your own growth. And somehow, when things happen, you get lost through it all. And I feel where I am now, I'm getting back my old life of seeking knowledge, talking to people, seeing practically what can work, what can't work, and also imparting on others in the process. What are my takeaways? Yes, it's very important to plan for your old age, for the young people around. You're very lucky to be in such a session currently, because those are some of the things that you should start thinking very early in your life. What do I want when I'm growing old? And you've heard from people, the figures are just astronomical. You just need to start thinking right now. What more? We all have passions, we all have talents. What did I discover? Friends that will tell you, oh my God, coming from your experience, you keep empowering me. Your story, I had a phase in my life where I went through quite a hard moment. And it took a very strong social network to get me back to what I am today. And because of that, every person that I meet that goes through the same issue, I'm always very quick to give an encouraging word or see if there's anything I can do to help. So in fact, every time people keep telling me, Lynette, write your story. Can you blog? Or maybe seek ways to speak to people, because you have a lot of wealth inside of you that you need to get out there. And actually, that's what I'm working on. I've started talking to our comms person at work to see if I can do my own blog and maybe eventually do a book. And you never know, I may be knocking your doors to encourage your stuff. Yeah, so let's keep going. Discover your passion. Look at everywhere your money goes. Track it and don't feel bad. In fact, I was sharing with the people we were sitting with that nowadays I feel people see me as very mean as opposed to what I used to be before. Because before I used to be just like what Moses has said. You'll call me, I'll ask you, oh, so what's the problem? Okay, how much do you need? And I'll go to even to the extent of borrowing to sort your problem. But now I feel I've ended up putting in controls. I will try and gauge, are you a strong social network before I make that decision? And you'll get to also know who is it that is ready to work with you that you can work with. Some of those small things that you need to discover, but go a long way in supporting you. Thank you and congratulations to everyone. Wahome, I'm sure there are many more that I'll be pushing your way.